So, how do you like my green screen? It's pretty cool. Now, I love this green screen. If you guys haven't played around with a green screen, you should. It's very fun. Like, watch this. Look at that. I can just change it up anytime I want. Whew. We'll go with that. We'll go with that one. So, you guys, I've had an epiphany. And this does not come to me too often, but I definitely have an epiphany. I've been thinking about politics and, you know, the left versus the right and Republicans versus Democrats and where do I fall on this spectrum and the pros and cons of each group. But what I've come to realize here, so I look at everything through a lens, I look at everything through a lens of how is this going to affect me? How is this going to affect my eternal life? And that's the way I approach politics is, you know, what's going to help my chances of living forever? Like what policies, what politician, what president, whatever. That's why I voted for Trump. I took an overall approach and I thought, okay, Trump is going to help my chance of living forever. And I have my reasons. I've come to realize, and here's the epiphany, I've come to realize that yes, they both have their problems. The Democrats have their biggest problem, and I'll get to that, but I think there's a big elephant in the room that's the bigger political issue that pushes every other political issue to the side. Like, this is the one that matters the most. So, the Republicans, their main flaw, and, you know, their biggest problem with the most Republicans, they want to, I don't know, penalize abortion, or they want to make it illegal, or, you know, I never get a straight answer from them. You get so many different answers, like what, would you punish these girls for having an abortion? Like, what, would you put them in prison? And most of these people would never put these girls in prison or anything like that. But I don't know what they want to do. But I guess they want it to be illegal to have an abortion. Whatever that means, whatever the punishment, I don't know. But anyways, that's what I disagree with about the Republicans. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro, you know, you cannot, that's the woman's right to have an abortion. It's like, come on, that's affecting their health. You cannot force a girl to have a pregnancy, and, you know, people still died during pregnancies. Anyways, it's a complicated issue, but that's my biggest problem with the Republicans. But that doesn't affect my eternal life. Whether girls have abortions or not, it's like, that's not going to affect my ability to live forever. No. So, there's a bigger issue. And that's the fault of the Democrats. Most Democrats, you'll find rare instances where this is not true, but most Democrats are promoting this immigration from the Middle East. They're just for diversity and, oh, let's open the borders and, oh, let's have the illegal aliens come in here and whatever they want to do. It's pro-immigration. That's the problem with the Democrats, and that really would affect my eternal life. So what I'm learning here, what I'm seeing, the bigger picture here, is that though I have disagreements with both sides, the bigger issue, and the issue that would actually affect my eternal life, is the Democrats promoting this mass immigration. And this attitude of diversity and just let's let all the different cultures come into America, and they're not getting the picture. It's like they haven't learned anything from seeing what's happened in Europe and Germany and Sweden. It's like, come on, are they not learning anything? And it's awful. So what my epiphany here is that regardless of my disagreements of people on the Republicans, you know, most Republicans would probably also be religious, and, you know, I'm atheist, so it's not exactly where I completely feel at home with these Republicans. But their policies and the people they elect, like Trump, they're going to help my chances of living forever. So regardless of whether I agree with them on everything, that's besides the point. I'm willing to put little differences aside, and I realize the importance of promoting the Republican people in building that up in society and uplifting that. And I see that as being more important than getting all attached on these little petty things like abortion. Like, oh, I'm not going to promote these people just because maybe some of them are for abortion. I mean, there's some of them want to make abortion illegal. Like that, who cares? That's not going to affect me. So I have to look at everything of how it's going to affect my eternal life. You know what I mean? And these Republicans, Stefan Molyneux, Lauren Southern, Gavin McInnes, I'm not even sure their positions on, I know they fall more on the right, politically. I'm not even sure of their positions on abortion. Like it even matters. So what if we disagree on abortion? Or Tomi Lahren, she's another girl. Maybe she wants to make abortion illegal. I don't even care. So what? Like, let's say abortion was illegal. Is it the end of the world? You know what I mean? I prefer it was legal. But if abortion was somehow illegal, as long as we're not, putting these girls in prison, that's never going to happen, let's face it. Then so what if there's some penalties and, it's harder to get an abortion or something? Who cares? Honestly, there's a bigger issue here. So I'll promote Tomi Lahren, even if we disagree on abortion. I'll promote, I have a whole list here of people we should be promoting. So my main point here in this video, if you're an Eternal Life fan, if you're really concerned about what's going to help your chance of survival, you need to be promoting voices, bigger voices, influential voices. Let's face it, I'm not going to convince everyone on the issue of let's stop mass immigration. They're going to listen to Rowan. No, probably not. Let's face it. I need to promote bigger voices and change the culture to be more oriented against mass immigration, against this message of diversity at any cost. And they're not seeing the ramifications of this diversity. And this is the huge problem on the left. And there are exceptions. Like, for instance, Devon Tracey is actually on the good list. He's one of the liberals, that is promoting against mass immigration for the most part. You know what I mean? But these people on the right, they're really pushing it against mass immigration. And that's awesome. And that's what we need to uplift. We need to uplift these voices. That's one of the biggest issues of our time. And there are other things on the more conservative side that are better. In general, it's more the conservatives that I'm seeing getting the bird's eye view here. It's the conservatives that want a smaller government, more libertarian minded, but the libertarians are not where we want to go either, because libertarians are often promoting this open borders, and as you know, I'm against that. I want to have big borders, huge borders. Let's build the wall, huge. And let's be extremely selective with who we let into America. I don't want to take any chances. I'm not for terror. I don't want to have these terrorists getting in here, and it's not good. This is a huge issue, and we need to talk about this more. This needs to be a central focus. And, this is probably where I split from most transhumanists, because most transhumanists are probably these regressive liberal type of people that want to open the borders, and they're probably against Trump. Most transhumanists, they're not thinking with a self-interest. We have to be thinking about what's going to be best for us and our survival. And sometimes we have to put this altruistic things to the side, because it can become pathological. It's a pathological altruism I'm sure a lot of people are suffering with. We don't want any of that. we're going to have a self-interest and a self-interest as a nation. So I'm all about promoting what's going to help our chance of living forever. And you should be asking the same questions for yourself as an individual. It's about what? It's about you. It's about you. What's going to make you live forever? What's going to make me live forever? And as a nation, nations have the ability to protect themselves. It's like an entity. Like we're individuals, well, each nation in a sense is its own individual, and it has to protect its own citizens. And that's why I'm against mass immigration. And if we're going to let anyone in here, we have to be extremely selective, like Trump says, with his extreme vetting. I mean, this was the selling point with Trump. It's like once you saw the difference between Trump and Hillary regarding this immigration issue, it was settled for me. Like that like you could call me a one-issue voter or anything. Look, it's about seeing what's the most important issue and prioritizing that above anything else, and putting aside these petty differences and seeing what's the biggest, most important issue. And the biggest, most important issue is protecting the West from immigration, mass immigration from the Middle East. And this is what I love about Stefan Molyneux. You should really check him out. Lauren Southern. Here's another one. The Black Pigeon Speaks. These are the types of voices we need to be promoting. People that are changing the rhetoric around immigration and making mass immigration a totally bad thing. The Rebel Media. Another Breitbart. Breitbart also promotes this message against mass immigration. This is what we need to be promoting. Paul Joseph Watson is another guy, has this message. And these people are going to be much more influential than me. Don't think you can just share one of my videos and no. This is a huge war. It's a culture war. We're going to have to fill our news feeds with this agenda. We have an agenda to reshape people's minds against mass immigration, more for nationalism. Nationalism is what's going to help us live forever. We see when a country loses its nationalistic ways and they open their borders to Middle Eastern immigration, and then you see what happens in Europe, right? It's clear, it's obvious. I'm just explaining in very simplistic terms what these other people have explained 1,000 times over. Especially, all these people do a great job. So I will put the links to all these people's channels in the description here. You check out their channels, watch their videos, send your friends their videos, pick out the ones that you think are going to affect your friends in terms of reshaping their minds, because this message that people are being brainwashed with by the liberal media for diversity and let's let everyone into America, and America's a nation of immigrants, so let's just let everyone in. That's going to get us all killed. That's clearly not good for our self-interest. So anyways, this was my epiphany. Just wanted to share it. This is what's been brewing in my mind. I'm seeing all the videos and watching the internet. This is just more important. It's not left versus right. It's who is being pro-mass immigration and who is wanting to stop mass immigration and who is pushing for extreme vetting. And things like Trump's travel ban. This is what we need to amp up. We need a travel ban 2.0, travel ban 3.0, where it's just increasing the number of countries that we're banning. We just want to have very exclusivity as who gets into America, and hyper vetting, like go above and beyond, because all it takes is one person to slip through the cracks, one person who's a radical and who has an extremist agenda and who is a freaking terrorist. All it takes is one, and you're gonna have a big bombing at a mall or a nightclub or a movie theater, or is this, come on. We cannot risk this. This is our safety. And I've said it before, like all our attempts to cure aging and have indefinite life extension and to live forever, all of that's going to be for absolutely nothing if we let our country get invaded by a bunch of people that don't share our values and don't support us, don't love American values and cherish Western freedom of speech. In other countries, they're still freaking throwing gay people off a cliff. Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos. He was another person I didn't mention, but Milo Yiannopoulos, he talks about this. He's a good person to promote, an important voice to promote. These are the voices we need to uplift. The people who are speaking against this mass immigration. Look, in these other countries, they're barbaric. They're not. The West is the best. Like Gavin McInnes says, the West is the best. We have the best culture. It's a culture war. It's like we don't want to import these backwards cultures. And it's not about ethnicity. It's not about race. It's about the values that people uphold and the values that people have and the way they were brought up. People, sometimes they're a lost cause. They're brought up into the wrong culture to cherish the wrong values, and they're like, it's a mental virus that infects them. You see what I'm saying? And this is just the way I view politics. I view everything through this angle. What's going to help us live forever? And that's the goal. Living forever. And that was my epiphany. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out the description for those videos and the people, the channels of all those people that we need to promote. Fill up your news feed with these people. They're doing great work. They're doing awesome work. So that's it. May you live forever.